Hi guys, it's Jackie. It's been a little bit. I know. I apologize for that. I've been in a little bit of a funk, I gotta say. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do next. So it took me a while to figure something out. And I've been doing some other projects. I've been doing some slow stitching along with Roxy and Sarah from Roxy Creations. This is one of my little slow stitches. This is another one. I've done a bunch, so I followed along with their December one, which started in July and ends now. So I've been working on putting that together, and I'll show you that when I get it done. I've also been working on a quilt. My sister sent me some beautiful fabrics, cake layer, and then the cake layer, which is the 10 by 10, and then the 5 by 5 inch. So I've been putting that together, and that's coming along, and I'll also show you that when it gets done. What else is new? So I bought a new sewing machine. My old sewing machine, which was about 11 years old, I guess, an old Singer. I mean, not that old. It was, new thing at the time, but 11 years, and, things don't last. And it started when I was quilting, giving me fits of, breaking the thread. The thread would come unthreaded from the needle, just being a pain. And I just said, okay, I'm done. This was on, Thursday morning? Wednesday maybe? Today is Saturday. So I went down to Joann's and I picked out a new machine, and it was on sale. Yay! It does some fancy stitches, actually quite a few. It does embroidery with a few images and 5 different fonts. So that's been fun. And on my quilt, which is the one my sister sent me the fabric for, it's going to go on my bed in my bedroom. And I've been embroidering names of my kids and my grandchildren, and I'm going to put some other phrases and words on it. And that's been kind of fun to get into. But anyway, as far as junk journaling, I decided I was going to work on a couple bee journals. I did a couple bee journals probably 3 years ago now, and I loved doing them. They were so much fun, and so that's what I'm going to start working on. So these are a few of the pages. So let me just tell you where some of my stuff is coming from. So AngelaKerrDesigns has a Birds and the Bees kit, and I have that one that I've printed parts of. My Porch Prints, that's what these are. She has these beautiful, beautiful bee papers, which I'm going to use. They're all kind of pastel-y and just beautiful. So we're going to use those, and that one is called the Ultimate Bee Pack. I have a Mrs. Cogs bees, and I don't have the name of that right now, so I will try to link that below, but just go to Mrs. Cogs and look at her bee stuff. She doesn't typically have journal pages. It's mostly ephemera type things, but beautiful images. And then a new shop I found, it's called Swipes and Keepers. And they had a vintage honeybee, which a lot of, I'm not sure this one in particular, but some of the backs that I'm putting on here were from there, and there's ephemera and things. So those are the basic kits I'm using. And if I decide to use anything else, I will let you know. So today I've got some things printed, and what I'm going to do, I don't usually do my pages like this, but I saw Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures this morning, watched a video from her, and she uses just regular copy paper, and she glues 2 pieces together, and it not only makes a nice thick weight, but it also gives you your front and your back. So I'm going to just be gluing some together and chatting it up with you today while I do that. And I'm just going to use glue stick, and let me see. I'll tell you, I had my granddaughters over on Thursday, and we spent the afternoon making journals, and I have a bunch of my stuff. I mean, this is all the stuff we had. We were doing a fairy journal, and I printed papers, and then we had all this stuff to play with. So here we are, and I haven't even taken it apart. Oh, there's my glue stick. That's what I needed. All right. So, yes. So, all right. So we're going to use glue stick and glue these together. Yeah, so we'll chat and do that. Do you have any questions? I'd love some questions. If you have questions about junk journaling, you know, if you're new to this whole process, I can answer some. You know, I am not an expert. I don't know that any of us are. I know that there are some really great people that have videos. Gail Augustinelli is the person who I started watching. It got me into this. And then, of course, I moved on to Mrs. Cogs and Shabby Dabby Tina, Shabby Dabby Doodah, and Roxy Creations, and Sarah from Roxy Creations, and Nick the Booksmith. Nick, I love watching. She's doing these new videos that are, it's like a crime story along while she's making something, and that's so much fun. I love crime stories. That's what I watch on TV. That's what my podcasts are, all things like that. Anyway, so, but I can try to answer some questions for you, or at least point you in the right direction. That makes a really nice thickness. I like that. Okay. All right, let's do another one. Yeah, so questions. I want to welcome you all to my channel. I have folks who have been watching me for quite a few years now. I think I've done a YouTube for about, I can't remember, maybe 3 years. And thanks for all you guys who have stuck with me. And I've had quite a few new followers. And I'm so grateful to have new folks join my channel. It's so much fun to know that there are folks out there who want to watch me goof along here and do some journaling and show you some things that other people have been doing. So thank you so much for joining my channel, and I just want to make sure this is going the same way. Yep. And what else? I don't know. So today is actually New Year's Eve. Have I anything planned? No. Just crafting at home. You know, my kids are all that live near me have things going on with one of my daughters is having Christmas with her dad and his wife, and my other daughter and her family are going to Vermont to visit with my son-in-law's family and doing Christmas with them. So they're all off and about and doing other things today, which is great. So I'm just crafting and doing some other things. I went into town. Yeah, I went into town, which for me is crazy, just moving here from southern Vermont, moving to New York, and being so near everything is so much fun. And I just had to go do some errands, and actually went into Joann's and bought some embroidery threads for Roxy at Roxy Creations and Sarah, their new project that's going to be coming up, and we're going to be doing a slow stitch, what do they call it? I don't know if they call it a snippet roll. Maybe it's a snippet roll. And it is going to be gorgeous, and that's going to be starting, I think, probably next week. So if you want to follow along and do some slow stitching, go on to Roxy, and you can get information there. Roxy Creations on YouTube, you'll find her, and that'll be good. That'll be fun. So I went into Joann's and I bought some, it's going to be called, what is what's it going to be called? Down My Garden Path, or Down the Garden Path is the name of this stitching we're going to be doing. So, of course, it's going to be a lot of flowers and any kinds of things you want, really. I think they're going to give us some prompts, but there's going to be, you know, kind of doing your own thing. So I'm still very new to the slow stitching. So picked out some beautiful colors for my garden things. Got to get those wound. Today, later on when I'm watching TV or a show or something, I'm going to work on getting all of those colors wound onto the little cards. Let's see, there's no right or wrong to that. What else? So my granddaughters came over. They're both 5. Both of my daughter's daughters, oldest children. And they came over on Thursday and brought lunch and had lunch with me. And then we, as I said, we worked on a little fairy journal. And they got to do some, made some belly bands and some pockets. And they still need quite a bit of help at this stage, but they were very excited to do that. What else did we do? Well, I got some Play-Doh for them. So we did some Play-Doh. That was a blast. Kids love Play-Doh, don't they? They just will play with Play-Doh forever. And I love it too. I find it very calming to squeeze Play-Doh and manipulate it. Just like when I did some clay pottery things for a while when I had that opportunity. And I found that very relaxing and fun. So we did that. Then we went back and worked on the journal some more. We played board games, and they were able to go into my collection of children's books. And gosh, we probably read 15 or more children's books because they found ones that didn't know. And we had a grand time, and they were going to spend the night, but after we even had brushed our teeth and gotten in our PJs and actually even got in bed, and Vinny had kissed them goodnight, and isn't this a beautiful page? My Miss Eloise decided she didn't want to stay. She's never stayed overnight in this house with me before, or at all before, actually. And she hasn't stayed overnight, gosh, really anywhere without her parents. So it was a little bit nervy for her, and she got a little upset and didn't want to stay, wanted to go home. And her mother and I had both said, if you don't want to stay, when you get to bedtime and you don't want to stay, it's okay. And so we honored that, and her mom spoke to her, trying to, talk her off the ledge. And my other granddaughter was so upset because she wanted to stay, but she didn't want to stay without Eloise. And her mom called and tried to talk Eloise off the ledge, but poor Ayla was so upset. But in the end, Eloise's mom came and picked up both the girls, and they went home. And Ayla actually called me a little while after that and said, "Oh, Grammy, are you okay? I don't want you to be sad." And I said, "Well, I am sad and disappointed, but that's okay. We'll try again. It's not a big deal, and we will try again, so it'll be fine." All right, so let's see. This is a beautiful one, and then this one is so pretty. This is going to be some ephemera too. Saving that for ephemera, really. Let's see. Do I want to put... I think I'll put those together. Those are pretty nice. Let's do that. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I have today is Saturday, so and New Year's Eve, as I said. I have tomorrow, and then I have Monday off, and then it will be back to school on Tuesday. So I've had a good few days off. I'd like a couple more. Yeah, don't you always want a couple more? But it's okay. We'll get back at it. It'll be Friday again before I know it, and I'll be able to do some more crafting. So, let's see. Whoops. That's that way, and that's that way. So let's do that. So it's been a good little break. I'm hoping that the sickness that was just all over the place, everything, you know, COVID, the flu, colds, stomach bugs, you name it, it was all over the school. It was just a little cesspool of anything you can think of. I'm hoping that everybody got well from those things and have gotten rid of all their germs, and we can actually come back to school and be mostly healthy for a while. That would be terrific, because I really don't want to catch anything. I've done pretty well. I did have a little bit of a cold, but I did not get the flu from school. I had my flu shot way back in September, so I'm thinking that helped. This book that I'm gluing on is, I used the cover for a glue book, scrapbooking, and this was just an old children's book with a bunch of little stories, but there are some great pictures in here. So I kind of using it for a glue book, and then I will, you know, use some things in here, making them into journal cards or whatnot. All right, so I think that's probably about enough for today, and I'm going to get busy and make some ephemera, and I will be back with some more in the saga of the bee journals. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay well, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.